Hi, friends. My name is Kelly. I want to talk about this beautiful young lady right here, Misha Johnson. I've been asked to take a look at her case and I wanted to report out my findings. What we know about Misha is that sometime after July 12th, she went missing. And it wasn't until August 1st that her husband reported her missing. So there's a huge discrepancy on the timeline. So, not reported missing till August 1st. Last contact with family was on or around July 12th. So, let's dive into what I have looked at. So, the way I work is I first set my intention to connect with the case, and I kind of get my first impressions or my downloads. And I realize you can't really see this that well. I'm going to show it to you in a bigger section in just 1 minute, but this is my first impression that I got. And you'll have to excuse what it looks like, the drawings. First, I'm not an artist, but second, it comes so fast, I'm just trying to get it down on paper. So, some of the first impressions that I got regarding Misha's case, um, the very first thing I got was water. Now, she's missing on the island of Oahu, so of course is water. But I also got bridge, I got the number 12, the name Ronnie. And interesting, I got body in two places. I got footprints, dirt on the boots, a leaf. I got that the suspect had a mark on his face, and interestingly enough, a raised eyebrow, and that he smokes. So when I get my first impressions, I always just jot down what I get. Um, Here's a better picture, if you can see. When I started with this one, I felt connected to Misha. So I started with her. She's strong, speaks her mind, scared, blood, hands, can't breathe. The next thing I got was water. And I drew it kind of like waves, so that's kind of interesting. But I just got the hit for water. I also got bridge with water underneath it. The number 12, the name Ronnie. These are footprints. And I put check the boots for dirt. So there was something specifically I felt left on the boots. There's a lot of red dirt in Oahu, but I felt there was something about the dirt on these boots that could tell us something. I also drew this leaf and the suspect. I put smokes and I drew him with a raised eyebrow. The next time I sat down, I got some other things, but I still got the bridge, but this time I drew it with this kind of A A frame underneath it. I felt there was a hill with a ravine. I felt rolled up in a tarp. I put again footprints. How many sets of footprints? I felt there was a Jeep involved. Now, this happens on a military base, so am I seeing the Jeep on the base or is there really a Jeep involved? I got the number 4. I heard help. And up here, I got the moon and I drew it in a circular, it was like a full moon. I keep getting reference to a circular, like a water tower, the top of a barrel, something circular. So that's a good hit right there. And I am not an artist, but this is what I drew of the suspect. Now, this looks just like her husband who has been arrested, but I know this is not supposed to be her husband. Um, and I know it looks like him, but if you see here the raised eyebrow, that is one thing I was trying to draw. Um, I do feel that this is someone separate, someone who could possibly be in involved in this, a second person. Let's see. I also want to talk about, let me, here are the findings again, just on paper. So I got footprints leading somewhere, check boots for red dirt, big chunky soled boots. And some of this information is also from students in my class. I teach a mentorship class. So the number 12, and I thought maybe that's the date she went missing. I got number 2, which there is a highway number 2. But I also got 13, 22, and 4. Names Ronnie, Tommy, John, and Johnson is the last name, and Sean. Colors red car, blue car, red sand or dirt, and was there a Jeep as well? I don't know why I put that under color, but I'm thinking something about the color of the Jeep. And for Misha's personality, I put that she was strong, speaks her mind, scared, two sides of her. So I feel like there's one side that she shows to the public, so I'm fine, nothing's wrong. And the other side stays hidden, the side of not being fine. I felt she was trusting, unaware. I felt a cloudy head. I felt sad. I felt sleepy, duped like she should have known, that she saw signs, and hospitalized. Now, I should mention that it doesn't mean all of these things belong to her, because I asked the family and she's not been hospitalized. So that was a random thought. I do feel that there are two suspects, two males that she knows. One male in a relationship with her, that would be the husband. I saw a light-skinned person of color, one also heavy-set guy, a small or skinny guy, something about the name Monster. I felt that the perpetrator smokes a certain kind of cigarettes. There's something very specific about the kind of cigarettes. There's a distinguishing mark on the face, and all I can describe that is something like a birthmark or a mole, something like this. And then one of the eyebrow raises. So when you know how people do their eyebrow raises when they talk, I felt that for him. As far as the location of the body, which is actually what the family wanted me to work on, some of this is from my students in class, but I feel like people are close by. You can see planes or drones above her. The area is well hidden. It's a hiding spot. A hole, plants, trees, covering, ravine, rocks, gravel, riverbed, lower level, cool breeze. I really felt strongly about this body in two places. And originally I thought maybe she was moved twice, possibly dismembered. And then I also had the thought that because she was pregnant, maybe that meant two bodies. I'm still working on that. I felt there's a barrel with possibly water in it. There's an area to the, oh gosh, what is that? The north of where Misha and her husband lived. That's called Area X. I saw that. I saw a bridge, and I'll show you that on a map in a minute. That keeps coming up a lot. If I am Misha, I feel like I'm possibly rolled up in a tarp or a sheet or something like this. I do feel water. I hear the drone over the top of her. Hearing traffic close by to where I am. Taste something syrupy, sweet like honey. There's also a sweet perfume smell of pineapple, long grass, rolling down a steep embankment. Hear the word ravine, and at some point I was shown trying to walk up the embankment to the road, and it was very, very difficult because it was steep. I see a small portion of river. I could have, oh, this is somebody else telling me this. I could have made this up, but I see the color red on the river and thought kayaking, whitewater rafting, because the water was moving. I don't feel she's buried, but hidden, undercover. I don't feel she's far from the barracks. I wrote down closer than you think, and I see guardrails on the road above. Directions we got were north, northeast, and then just some miscellaneous things that kind of don't make sense, but we put down anyway. Dog, something about the stomach is wrong. A lot of us kept feeling that something about the stomach area, the lower abdomen pain. A lot of people that were working on this in my class, my students did not know that Misha was pregnant, so we believe that's why they were getting this information. Dirt under nails. This is also very important, this next piece of information, that something is hidden on a cell phone app, secrets from her, or could this be like a social media account? Is there proof of trafficking? What else? It almost feels like there's like a burner phone or like a hidden message app or something like this. Some of us also got a silver chain bracelet in the sand. Somebody else got the necklace was buried in the sand. We got shoe untied, footprints in the area, checked the boots for dirt. And I kept seeing these chunky sole boots, and there's dirt on them that can possibly tell where he was, like red dirt. But as I said, red dirt is everywhere. So in my head, I feel like there's something else to that, not red dirt. And here again is the drawing. My first go through on this is what I got. Here's the picture. And here's the second time I went through. Okay. I also had, I'm a huge dreamer. So I also had a dream about Misha, which is interesting. So what I did was a dream incubation, which is where I set the intent to contact or connect with Misha while I'm dreaming. I put her name and picture under my pillow, and then I set the intent to remember what I'm dreaming. So in this dream, it was, of course, really strange. It was, I saw myself and my husband in the dream, but I knew that I was Misha and her husband. So let me walk through that. The purple is what I deciphered what it meant. So again, I set the intent to dream about Misha so she could tell me her situation and location. I was in Hawaii with my husband. So obviously she's in Hawaii, but Hawaii can also be a symbol of happiness, romance, emotional fulfillment. And I did know that the husband in my dream was not my husband, but Misha's husband. So here's how it went. In the morning, this is the dream. In the morning, I had a very hard time deciding what clothes to wear, and nothing looked right, and my bra didn't fit. I was rushed, so I finally had to wear something that didn't fit, and I was upset. I left a pile of clothes on the floor, and I felt very insecure with what I was wearing. So to me, this part of the dream means that there's themes about self-doubt, pressure, and feeling unprepared or uncomfortable in her current circumstances. That would make sense. It reflects internal conflicts about how she presents herself, possibly indicating that she's, grappling with issues of identity, confidence, and personal expectations. She may be feeling rushed or pressured into choices that leave her feeling vulnerable or unsupported. And there may be an unresolved need to gain clarity or reassurance in certain areas of her life. So all that really does make sense, I think, with what was going on with her. Back to the dream. So in the dream, when I got to the beach area, I wondered what we were going to do for the day. And my husband said, we're going to go deep sea fishing. And this made me very upset because he knows that I get seasick, and it was an all-day trip. And we had to hurry because we were late. And again, I was mad. My husband was very mad and said that I didn't have a choice and to hurry up so we aren't late. I told him I didn't even have sunscreen, and we had to kind of swim to get to the boat. So in the dream, I remember being very annoyed, but I also felt like this was out of my control. So this is how I interpreted this part. To me, the dream likely reflects feelings of being forced into situations or decisions without having your needs or preferences considered. dealing with the situation in waking life where she feels pressured, overruled, or rushed into something that makes her uncomfortable or anxious. The reoccurring theme of being late and unprepared shows a sense of powerlessness or lack of control. And in the context of the relationship, the dream highlights frustration with the lack of communication or emotional support, possibly to an imbalance where the person feels unheard or their concerns are being dismissed. Could this possibly be what Misha was feeling? Possibly. This could symbolize deeper tensions or unresolved issues that are causing strain, and the lack of sunscreen, which I thought was kind of weird, can point to feeling really vulnerable without the proper emotional safeguards, which makes sense. The dream reflects anxieties about being pushed into emotionally uncomfortable situations without feeling protected, prepared, or supported. Back to the dream. So while we're on the boat, we had to go around and talk about what we liked about the day or fishing. And I said, well, to be honest, I hate fishing and I hate that we are on this boat all day. And so I remember kind of getting funny looks about that, like, why are you on the boat then? And um, oh, I asked the captain if this boat was better about getting seasick on. Like, was it not as, choppy in the water? And he said, no. In fact, last time that they went out, the entire crew got sick. So here's my interpretation of that. So this kind of reflects conflict between social expectations. She feels trapped in a situation where she's expected to conform, and her true feelings are negative, but she's becoming more comfortable in voicing these emotions. The boat's seasickness and her interactions with the captain suggest that she's seeking reassurance or control in a turbulent situation, but feels like no matter what she does, the discomfort's unavoidable. It could also symbolize disillusionment with authority figures or systems she's relied on for stability, so not trusting those anymore. I felt the stream also emphasizes her inner need to express her truth and deal with uncomfortable situations, even if it means risking disapproval from others. She might be at a point in her waking life where she's starting to prioritize her own well being over the expectation of others, despite the emotional and social challenges that come with it. So, this is something that Misha was starting to do. She's 6 months pregnant. Is she speaking up now about how she feels and what she feels? And did this cause tension in the relationship? Back to the dream. At some point, they split our group up into two parties, and the other party was on another boat, and they were doing some really fun things. Like they each had their own little slide, and they were kind of deep sea diving, and like super far into the water, and I could see them. And so I asked if they found anything, and or what they were looking for, and they said no, not yet. Meanwhile, in our boat, we all sat around on a bench-like seat, and it was kind of shaped like a rectangle with the middle being water, and we had our feet in the water, and I did not like this. I could see sharks and other fish, and a seal came up and nibbled on my foot. And I asked our guide if he was going to bite, if the seal was going to bite me, and he said, um, probably, or maybe. So I was so scared to put my feet in the water. And this lady that was steering the boat at the time, or not really steering, because suddenly she yells, "Whoa, I did not see that big boat and we almost hit it." So, what does this mean? So, this part of the dream centers on maybe fear, lack of control, maybe deeper emotional struggles. She feels stuck in the situation. Um, Other people seem to be having more fulfilling experiences, and in contrast, this is making her feel inadequate or left behind. There's a strong sense of vulnerability in her situation. It symbolizes by having to dangle her feet into dangerous waters where she fears something might hurt her. The unresolved childhood fear, which is mine, about being bitten suggests past fear or trauma is resurfacing. and the ambiguous responses from those in authority, the guide and the captain, imply that she's not getting the reassurance or clarity that she needs to feel safe. The dream hints at a situation in her waking life where she feels emotionally exposed, uncertain, or unsupported, while also reflecting on a broader fear of being bitten or hurt by circumstances out of her control. So, is this really what's going on in Misha's life right before she goes missing? Sounds like it. At one point, back to the dream, at one point, we stopped at like a store, and I kind of don't remember this part as well, but it was a nice surprise to get off the boat. And the captain said something like, I bet you didn't know about this part. And I was like, nope, didn't know about any of it. And then right after this part, I don't remember, and then I woke up. So, what does that mean? This final part, um, you know, has some parts of unexpected relief, or that there could be some opportunities in challenging situations. And after a period of feeling out of control or vulnerable or anxious, the store represents a chance to step back, reassess, and discover something new or unexpected. Uh, there's a reference to difficult situations. There can be surprising moments of respite or discovery. Just it opens up the possibilities of trust in challenging times. In waking life, this could also mean that she is entering or will encounter a phase where something surprising or unplanned offers a welcome break of new perspective from ongoing challenges. It suggests for unexpected positives and possibility that not everything will be as difficult as it seems. So, was she starting to feel uh, glimmers of hope? Um, I don't know. So, how does this relate to where her body is located? So, the summary of this is that Misha could have been feeling full of unknowns or emotional challenges, like navigating deep, dark waters. The split between two groups could reflect different approaches, uh, which mirrors a real life situation looking for clues that haven't yet led to a resolution. So there's multiple people working on this, multiple psychic mediums, um, and so far there has been no resolution, and it has been really frustrating. Um, the fears and discomfort in the dream, like the sharks in the open water, suggest that emotional burden of the situation is significant, and you can feel vulnerable or uncertain about what might be found. The captain's unexpected stop at the store hints that there may be an unexpected lead or opportunity that could change the course of the search. Something not yet considered that could offer new insights or relief. So, is something coming up where we'll get some clues to where Misha is? Possibly. So ultimately, the dream seems to express both the emotional weight of the search, everyone trying to find her, and the subconscious suggestion to remain open to unexpected possibilities or clues that might help resolve the situation. It reflects the tension between wanting control and certainty, and the reality of you being in a situation full of unknown and fears. So, if you're a dreamer, this is something that you can also do. Uh, Set the intention to connect with whomever you are trying to connect with, especially if you feel they're in spirit. This is a way to connect and get clues. Next, I want to look at the map. So this is the map of the immediate area where she lived. This is the Schofield Barracks from where she disappeared. On this next map, I have some hot spots marked. I know there's quite a few of them, but each time I work on this, I get different clues. And so I'm going to talk about each one of them. This right here is Area X that I was talking about. So this is Area X. So in filling in again, if I were trying to focus in on this, I might ask for names, directions, why I feel the body might be here, where the body would be located here. The next area is the very first hit that I got, the bridge. So this bridge goes over water, there's trees on both sides, and right up this road is where her husband's car was seen twice, once before she went missing and once after. That area is right here on the map. So here we have the barracks, area X, and then the bridge. Next, when looking at the map, this area hit me kind of hard. Uh, when I looked it up, it is a training facility for these military from the Schofield Barracks. And if you zoom in, this is what you see, and this is what kind of hit me. Like, this looks like, I don't know, I can't explain to you how this hits me. And then there's something right here. So let me show you on the map where that is. That's all the way over here. And that still feels interesting to me. Oh, and in my head, I keep getting flashes of like a circle, like you remember the moon. I feel like I really feel like it's a water tank or a barrel, something with this round configuration on it. And let's see. Nope. That the area I was just showing you is located right here. So here's the bridge, here's the training facility, here's the area I was just showing you. And I'm going to show you why I zeroed in on that. Because right in the center of that is this. This, I'm not saying this is the exact location, but this is where I see her located in something that resembles this. And lastly, this is another area that I feel a strong hit to. And this area is, whoop, right here. So I don't know. I'm not sure about filling into those. Oh, God. Again.